Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. 2 hours and 14 minutes. I had to cut like 25 minutes out of it. I could put so much more. I had literally another 250, 300 New World Order quotes. I really did my homework on this one. I hope you guys like it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Again, it's for the choir in the sense that it's got new information, new clips, people haven't seen it. But really, why am I preaching to the choir? I'm trying to bring as many more people into this as possible and relate to them that this is serious. We are on the verge of a global government and not one that is benevolent and in our best interest. So, I'll shoot out any questions you guys have. I guess we can come over to the side and ask over by Joseph over here. So.
Yeah, if anybody, come on, anybody with a question? Come on, any question.
What do you really do? I mean, what is the main?
How do you fight it?
Yeah. I mean,
well, the bottom line is, first of all, you have to educate yourself. You can't just go in there with no information, start telling your brother, sister about a New World Order. They're going to laugh in your face. I know that's what was my reaction when people were talking. Yeah, there's a New World Order. Yeah, they're going to chip me. This was before the internet. I was told about this. I went to church a lot from 4 years old to 12 years old every Sunday. My parents were divorced. My dad started dating a pastor's daughter. I lived in a church on the weekends for over 2 years. And I heard this stuff, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, laughed it off. It wasn't until after 9/11 and coming across Alex Jones's film Road to Tyranny that I got mobilized, that I started making films. So how do we fight it? Well, first of all, you have to have a massive, nonviolent, peaceful resistance. If you look at any of the change that's come in this country and really any westernized nation in the last 100+ years, it's through peaceful means. The only change we've seen in history that was, in my opinion, for good recently was the Revolutionary War that brought our Constitution and Bill of Rights into fruition years and years ago. But obviously, we're in a different time. I do not believe that we are going to be able to fight a hot war and restore the Constitution and Bill of Rights. So what do? Well, you become the change you want to become. I look at people like Luke Radowski, who I met when he was 19 years old, before Loose Change 2nd Edition was even out, and we were doing screenings. I was talking to him and Dan Wallace, and they're like, well, what can we do? I'm like, start a grassroots organization. And a couple years later, the kid was 21 years old. He started We Are Change. It's now global. They're now the new media. They're confronting Al Gore about ClimateGate. They're confronting Zbigniew Brzezinski about some of the things you saw here, and much, much more. So become a part of an activist organization, or if that's not your cup of tea, I don't know if you have children, become a member of the PTA, because your children and what they learn is very important. If you don't have children, run for your city council, run for state senator, run for Congress, support a congressman that actually believes in the Constitution and Bill of Rights. Constantly expose these corporatists, these elitists. They don't care about their $80,000 a year paycheck in Congress. No, they care about the special interests taking care of them in multi-million-dollar deals to promote their agenda. So we really, in my eyes anyway, if we want to bring back the constitutional republic, if we want to restore this kind of stuff, we have to take special interests out of the government. We have to limit their spending. Obviously, the Federal Reserve is a huge issue. I really didn't touch on this in this film because it's been covered in America, Freedom to Fascism, in Obama Deception, in Fall of the Republic. But that's a huge apparatus for globalization and really a consolidation of power where you see them taking away from the middle class, away from the lower class, even the upper middle class, and consolidating into this power elite. So first I tell people to get educated, then I tell people to get motivated, then I tell people to take action. And there really are so many ways you can take action. Whether it's you picking up a $150 camera, going to these events, asking tough questions, putting it on YouTube, or like I said, running for a state office, getting the word out, infiltrating your kid's school. So it's not going to happen overnight. Like Alex Jones always says, there is no silver bullet. I don't believe in the silver bullet solution. I have people who call me on my radio show. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Nessera, but it's a total hoax where literally people are fooled into believing that a group of Navy SEALs have taken back the country with this underground document, everything's going to be okay. Anyone who promotes to you that they're talking to the Joint Chiefs of Staff and don't worry, everything can be fixed like that overnight, that's a joke. Nothing is fixed overnight. You have to work and work and work. And I got news for you. Good and evil exist. There will always be a battle between the two. And hopefully there will always be a balance between the two, because now I see really good just being trounced right now. I really do. With the passage of all this new legislation, all the taxes that are coming in, them openly, I mean, you look at this movie, and they are openly telling you that they are tracking, tracing, and databasing everything you do on a computer and your phone. And no one seems to care. No one seems to mind. Everybody thinks it's the Bush administration. No, these things supersede administrations, just like Hamid Karzai's warlord brother who deals opium was funded by the CIA under the Bush administration, and guess what? He's funded by the CIA under the Barack Obama administration. So there is no difference, there is no left and right, it is about globalization, and the sooner we realize that and mobilize against it, I think we got a shot.
Next question.
Next question, anybody? You got it.
So I don't know, I think one way we can wake up a lot of people is once these bastards start getting arrested for their crimes and stuff, that's when we're going to see a big awakening of people, knowing what's going on. So I don't know.
How is that going to happen,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
All right, well, I look at it this way, right? A lot of people want to bring in the United Nations, especially for something like 9/11. Even Ahmadinejad, which really plays into their own hand. That's the headline this week. President of Iran asked Ban Ki-moon for an international investigation into 9/11. Well, what happens if a real investigation of 9/11 actually happens? All of a sudden, we're Nazi Germany. All of a sudden, we're not the #1 military superpower. All of a sudden, we are literally at the hands of the globalists. So I don't know if that's the best. I really believe that if we want an independent investigation into 9/11, we give some of the family members subpoena power, we bring out the real evidence, and we do citizens arrests in this country. My dream is that these elitists, these globalists, actually get subject to the very system they're trying to put us under. How so? Well, I would like to be able to tune into my 24-hour news network, which is just the cell of Dick Cheney in maximum security prison. 3 a.m. he's crying on the toilet because he's been put there. So let's surveil those guys in prison. I'm not talking about torture. I'm against that. I'm a humane guy. They should be tried, prosecuted, and punished for their crimes, and I don't think they should be hung. I think they should live out their lives in prison because they deserve it. And I don't know if that's ever going to happen. That may be a pipe dream. But at the same time, man, we cannot give up hope. The very system relies on us saying we don't have power, that we don't have great power within ourselves, that we cannot make a difference, that we are literally this big. And I can tell you as a guy that still lives paycheck to paycheck, that never had anything growing up in life, I lived off social services. I grew up from, neighborhood to neighborhood. My mom was 15 when she had me. To the eugenicists, I shouldn't be alive. I should just have been an abortion and we should have moved on. And that's not what I believe. I believe we can flourish as humanity and we can have great effect. But you have to put it in yourself that you're going to do it. No one can do that for you. I remember when I first started waking up to 9/11, about 6 months after the attack, before I knew about Alex Jones, anything else, I came across this website called 911timeline.net. And it was 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. 9/11. And when I was reading, I couldn't believe it. I lost sleep for weeks, months, woke up in cold sweats. What can I do? What can I do? I start coming across information that vaccines are bad for me, that fluoride causes cancer, that it's in the water. This is some pretty heavy stuff for a guy that was concerned with playing Mortal Kombat every day. I'm serious. I was concerned about the Yankees. The Knicks winning a championship. I still want the Knicks to win a championship. God. At the same time, that's all I cared about. And this was heavy stuff. And I said to myself, well, how can I make a difference? And I was flipping pizzas at the time. I didn't even have a desk job. I didn't have a college degree. I was nobody. I was laughed at. But you know what? As people were laughing at me, I was burning CDs before DVDs were out. I was one of those original guys on the bus stop on my way to work, handing them out to friends, family, people, anyone that would listen. And look at the difference I've made. I'm going to go home tonight. A couple people here, she knows what my apartment's like. I have no furniture in my living room. I have a mattress on the floor. I watch television, that's it. And I don't concern myself with that crap, man. I still have time for UFC and the Yankees every once in a while, but this is my life. This is what absorbs me. I'm on the news wires every day. I'm helping to write articles every day. I'm researching for my next movie every day. I'm helping out on the Alex Jones show every day. I do my weekly show. I used to have a 5-night-a-week show. So if I can do it, and I'm just 30 years old, anybody can do it in my eyes. I'm nothing special. I really am. Any other questions?